Good morning, world from Singapore. I am Amar, your host for today again for ARR Voices. This is our fifth episode, sixth episode, I guess. We have spoken on mindfulness, relationships, mother tongue, lifelong learning in two parts. Yeah, so it's our sixth episode and an humble attempt to reach everyone in on general life situations and learning processes for self growth and prosperous life as whole. As usual, we have our three learned panelists again today to discuss on the topic of becoming the warrior. The topic is becoming the warrior in context with the present situation of pandemic which has engulfed everyone on our planet Earth. So, to have a more insightful way of dealing things, we, as usual, will start with Dr. Ramanathan. A brief intro for Dr. Ramanathan. He is a PhD in contraceptive vaccine of trial in animal model, and he has a 6 years postdoctoral experience in cancer and stem cell research area. He is founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited Singapore, offering business management and research innovation consultancy services. So, Dr. Ram, we are again eager to see your PPT presentation in in short for this whole uh, idea of how can we become the warrior. The screen time is yours, Dr. Ram.
Thank you, Amar. Good morning, all. It is great time again for us to communicate to the people who are listening to us. Uh, as of now, the pandemic situation is affecting globally, irrespectively of the country's hygienic status or secure and safety practices. So we must need to ensure our best activities. How do we able to protect? I just want to share. Can you make me as a co-host?
Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second.
So this is the way. How do we able to know better, and how do we able to do better? Uh, how much the government is concerning about the guidelines they made for the people to safe and secure manner they can handle the life. So the time for us to think about the prosperity, to think about the better performance or activity. So we are all becoming the warriors as of now. The condition induced by the COVID-19, we must need to think about the situation, how to handle effectively. It is enabling us to face the pandemic situation as per the World Health Organization announced, and we must need to have certain kind of specific responses towards our better life. Myself, Dr. B. Ramanathan, I am the founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited, Singapore. With my background knowledge and my understanding, I just want to share few things in front of you. COVID-19, how do we able to explain? We must need to think about the symptoms and the risk factors which are able to understand about the condition. The common symptoms are making more fever, that is 98% of the population. These formulations proposed by National University Health System associated with the National University of Singapore. And mostly the secondary things we can able to consider the cough. 76% of the people they are having these common symptoms, and sore throat, throat paining kind of experiences coming. So that is almost more than 50% of the population they are using. Shortness of breath, another way, because they are having some kind of difficulty in not having the normal breath. Other accumulations like muscular pain, nasal congestion, headache, and sometimes induced diarrhea. So the severity of diseases we consider more than 80% of the people who are having the experience of mild symptoms, but conditions may be getting deteriorated within 5 to 7 days. It is closely monitoring with that kind of conditions, and 15% need the oxygen gas support. Maybe it is giving some life chance for them, and then 9% are requiring the ICU kind of care intentions. So these are all making high risk when the severe illness endows with the comorbid conditions. What is that? The people who are having more than 60 years of old, they are having already the chronic conditions like lung disease, something they are having hypertension or any other sickness, diabetes kind of thing. So we must need to be careful about these conditioned people. How to make ourselves when we are getting the COVID-19. So far, the diagnosis test, swab test, when they are making the nasal mucus, which are enabling them to identify whether they are having the COVID-19 infection in their body. So when they are taking this nasal mucus swab test, they can able to do the RT-PCR test to diagnose whether the person have positive or negative in their COVID-19 situation. How do we able to feel when we are having these kind of unwell or sickness conditions? We must need to know the full range of symptoms, how we can able to identify the fever, dry cough, tiredness, or any other illness like uh, we lost the taste or smell, and body aches or pains, headache, sore throat, or nasal congestion, or becoming red eyes, diarrhea, or some kind of rashes in the skin. We must need to stay home, self isolate ourselves when we are getting these kind of symptoms. And it is also our duty, we have to go and see the doctor for getting the proper medication. As per the WHO, they have given elaborate guidelines which are very useful for the community. You can be able to get it from their websites. They have provided a lot of posters and informations, guidelines for all kind of people. When you are at home, you must need to embrace and having the mindfulness to keep yourself very strong, and having all these kind of regular activities, staying physically very active, you do your routine things and do some exercise, and healthy diet is very important. Your nutritional support only can able to supplement for the immune system to get revamped and work against of this COVID-19. Healthy parenting, if you are having children and all, please take care of them. You have to provide good nourishments and good sup- psychometrics, supporting things for them. And if you have any other bad habit like smoking or drinking alcohol or any other things, please don't go with that, and divert yourself. You are engaging, keep active, and you must need to think about your alternate ideas. How do you some kind of drawing, exercise, dancing, hearing music, watching movies, like that. So the COVID-19 vaccine is the only hope for us to protect the community. There are many countries already piloted these studies, and they wanted to start the immunization for the people. It is going on all over the place. We must need to think the vaccine is very effective, protect for all people irrespectively. So that is the safe and secure community we must need to think and expect very soon. Singapore already approved two vaccines by Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines. They are using. We must need to have this kind of vaccines like Moderna or Pfizer. Both are giving the support for the people to protect against. These are all the conditions as of now. What are the vaccination steps? It is very simple. They are putting the shot on the arm, and you have to monitor for certain period of time, and you are allowed to go out. And the second dose, 3 weeks to 4 weeks, you have to ensure. So that is the way the primary vaccine and secondary vaccine are going to produce the enough antibody to fight against the COVID-19. This is the pandemic situation. We must need to embrace all kind of activities which are going to support us COVID-19 pandemic management. What are they? We have to mitigate with the situations. We must need to prepare all kind of control measures or effective measures which are going to nullify the situation with the bad effects, and we must need to respond to the government guidelines and handling it very nicely. We must need to recover from these kind of bad effects. How we have to provide the supports for the government activities and other guidelines. This is the time we have to salute all these corona warriors. When the pandemic hits, they have become fighting people to protect the community against of these kind of requirement, uh, very much needed for the emergency medical conditions. It is life-threatening time, but they are very brave and courageous to fight against of the pandemic situation. And we wish to thank all these corona warriors, and we are also taking the part of ourselves as a corona warrior. Thank you. Over to Amar.
Thank you, Dr. Ramanathan. That was very fast and descriptive and very precise. You shared the scientific aspects and diagnosis, and of course, salute the frontline workers, especially the doctors, nurses, security personnel, delivery boys, people, journalists, and who all are involved in with so much of hard work. Uh, if our viewers, anybody wish to see the PPT presentation again, or if wish to know the PPT matter again, can kindly write us their email, and so that Dr. Ramanathan can send them the material accordingly. Coming to the social aspects, Dr. Raji, what all Dr. Ram described, I wouldn't mention COVID-19 because this word has become so much of depression now. I would say C19 in short. So coming to the social impacts of C19, how to manage this situation and how to overcome, kindly put some info on that.
Thank you, Mr. Amar. This is a huge topic, and I would like to restrict myself to focusing on the psychological and social impact of this current situation on the senior citizens. The impact of mental health on older adults actually varies around the world, and the factors impacting the geriatric mental health could differ from lower middle class income to higher income groups, and of course, from lesser developed countries to highly developed countries. There's a huge difference. The cognitive, behavioral, social, positive, and brief therapies that are delivered online or in person could enhance mental well-being, of course, could improve social affiliation and support while simultaneously diminishing perceived loneliness. See, the problem is this social isolation and social disconnection, which is basically is what needed at the current moment to cope with the COVID situation. It's actually it's a kind of a complex thing. You know, there's a kind of a complex relationship between mental health issues and social disconnectedness. It's true that our physical health in the current condition will improve through our social distancing, etc., etc. The problem is due to it can actually pose a serious public health concern among older adults, especially due to the psychological reasons and physiological health problems such as, you see, mental health problems, cardiovascular, autoimmune, neurocognitive, neurobiological, and other at-risk health problems. Definitely, we all know about people who are struggling with the dementia. The people who are at the lower level of dementia, who are just having it, they actually can be supported very well only through social interaction or interaction with them by other people. And all these people are quite strongly impacted during this period. Social isolation actually has a major impact on the elderly whose happy world lies outside for them if they are living alone. Still, in countries like India, luckily, we have multi-generations living together, at least in some parts. I can only say in some parts, not all parts. See, the issue is not living with people. how the people with whom they are living are supportive to the elderly in a psychological manner. That's more important. Actually, what happens is we can't blame the middle-aged citizens or the junior citizens as well who are working from home, who are being actually loaded with so much of work. But unfortunately, the younger people, they have to develop a better understanding of the current situation. This is the only way they can help the society, by taking care of their own parents or parents-in-law, by constantly engaging them. Say, for example, we are working from home. The senior citizens can be also given something online. Maybe you provide them with the extra Wi-Fi facilities, you provide them with extra data, and you make sure that they also are engaged online. There are people who are senior citizens who struggle with the usage of gadgets. Younger generation should actually, as a priority, make sure that they are being taught on a regular basis, at least for a few minutes, so that they don't feel totally left out. This is very important. And one more thing, what I feel is, we cannot at any point in time express a sentiment to the elder generation, whether they are our parents or relatives, that they are a burden to the family or the society, either financially or psychologically or in any other manner. Definitely, the senior citizens who have been under lock and key, literally they are in house arrest for more than a year, irrespective of whether lockdown is there in their respective countries or not, for the sake of their other things, people do this, and their health safety comes as a priority to most of us. So we really have to find some ways to support these people. The senior generation is at a loss. It does not know what to do at the moment, especially, if the husband and wife are there, if the senior generation luckily has the support of another partner, that life is slightly different from senior generations who have lost their partners and who have developed or forged friendships outside in the society through community centers and all. It will be a tough situation for them not to go out for, you see, they just want kind of a lively walk with the group of people with whom they had been always there. They now, like, walk and talk in the park. That has been their kind of a routine. They have something like an acquaintance meeting. All these are completely gone now. They even went to social care. They went to elderly care. All these are stopped now. So this is the kind of a situation they are in, and definitely they will need more help unless we decide, as a society to accommodate the problems of the elderly, and unless we decide to address it with a compassionate basis and with the empathy. You see, none of us are going to stay 25, 30, 35, 40. We'll definitely be there 60, 65, 70, 75, whatsoever. So if such is the case, it's high time we start developing a kind of an understanding, a compassion, a kind of a decent sympathy as well as empathy with the people who have an issue. And definitely, most of us have better understanding of the problems faced by our children, but not by our parents. And this is not an intended statement to hurt any part of the society. Geriatric mental health is a major issue which should not be attended by only clinical health workers or doctors or other people. It is a condition for which major support can come only from the family. People, I mean, like very elderly people, I've seen they want to keep talking about the past so often. We may or may not have time. At least set them up in Zoom with their nears and dears all over the world. Let them converse. Don't keep on restricting. It's high time you pay for a separate Zoom account for them and set them up, at least to create a kind of a artificial social interaction with other people, so that their perceived loneliness does not have a serious impact on them. Please do think about what I have suggested. we really have to be an inclusive society where we have to understand that the elderly also have concerns. The elderly also have concerns. The elderly have psychological issues, social issues, health issues, all these things. At least if we are able to attend to their psychological, their mental health issues, definitely we can create a better world for everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you. Now over to Amar.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Raji, when you were discussing about the social interaction of elderly, my mind was thinking that why not gather all those contacts for elderly on Zoom and ask them to play bingo.
Not necessarily bingo. I found that a very simple activity the elderly love. All their friends from all over the world assemble them, give them a Zoom base everybody.
Yeah,
They just want
for
to talk about their past. They want to talk about all kinds of chit chats, gossips. That's all.
correct. So this is definitely a point to note that we are having this huge issue on hand that elderly are left out because we are so engrossed in our incomes have been hampered. We are so much engrossed with our survival. So elderly are left out and they have to be taken care. Otherwise, it will be a very sad situation for each family who have elders in their home. So definitely, Dr. Raji's point has to be more taken into consideration. Uh, Going further ahead, yeah, I missed out introducing Dr. Raji. Uh, Before I go ahead, Dr. Raji is the managing director and founder of MAST, Masters Academy of Speech and Training in Singapore. And you can connect with her by searching MAST on Google. Yeah, going further ahead, we have our third panelist, Mr. Arun Sharma, who is author. His book is available on Amazon called Codes Enrich, and he's become a trainer. He's chartered accountant by profession. He's a trainer and a coach. And I wish to ask Mr. Arun, listening to Dr. Ram and Dr. Raji, I would like you to talk about the personal empowerment activities to manage and overcome the challenges uh, induced by this C19. The personal empowerment activities to manage and overcome the challenges. Mr. Arun.
Thank you, Amar. If your CT scan score is less than 12 out of 25, or your oxygen saturation level is less than 93 out of 100, then there's a need and concern for COVID. Otherwise, you are in the safe zone. But these yogic practices, which I shall be elaborating, are valid for everybody, whether they have gone into danger zone or they are still healthy. You can do these practices. You cannot do medication. You cannot take COVID medicines till you don't till you are not suffering from COVID. But yes, you can do these practices, these yogic practices, these pranayam, these acupressure and such like things. Now, few things which I do often is to for immune boosting is to take certain kind of concoction, certain kind of drinks, certain kind of herbal supplements. For instance, I take giloy, I take ashwagandha and tulsi. So anybody can take this, and not only from COVID, it prevents from many other problems. Now, talking about this breath, see, breathing is something when you're normally, whatever happens to you, it's called breathing. You are not even aware that you are breathing. You don't even, because breath is not left to you. Heartbeat and breath, God has kept within himself. He did not leave it to you, because had he left it on you, you would have died long, long ago. Because you forget to breathe, but your body is breathing. You don't tell your body to, your heart to beat. It beats on its own. So God has taken responsibility for these two things. Now, when we breathe in a certain way, when we design our breath, then it's called breath work. So I'll talk about some breath work. First of all, we are very much familiar, which has become very popular in this time of Corona. It's called proning. Proning, we all are aware that you are lying on your belly on the floor with a couple of pillows above and below your belly. And if you breathe for some time, from say 5 to 15 minutes, yes, your oxygen level will go up certainly. And this is being practiced has been practiced in hospitals for long, long time. Many hospitals, they've been doing it, but now proning has come to be known to commoner because of COVID. Otherwise, this practice was prevalent there. Doctors were using this practice. And proning, anybody can do it at home also. Even if you are healthy, you can still do it. Another is Om chanting. Now, Om chanting is in the morning when you're sitting for your prayers, or when you're doing your meditation, or when you're doing a yogic practice, you can start with Om chanting. You can do the Om chanting for 5 minutes. That is in 1:2:4 ratio. U, ma. So if you do this Om chanting, it does help you. It'll make you foolproof, and it'll save you from a lot of problems, especially from COVID. And the one which is all-time favorite for me is Vasishtha Pranayam, which you lie down on the floor, on your back, and fold your feet. It's like Savasana, you lie down. The only difference is fold your feet and you breathe. You do deep breathing, rhythmic breathing, slow breathing. So once you do this for 5 minutes or something, and you can take an oximeter, and then you check, yes, your oxygen has risen. Just doing it for a few minutes. Another is inflating balloon. You take a balloon, or even if you don't have a balloon, you pretend you are inflating a balloon. Do that with your mouth, as if you are pulling something with a straw. So do it like that and blow out a balloon. Do this, it'll strengthen your lungs. The last technique, which I am very much familiar with, is double inhalation. You inhale 2 times and then exhale 1 time. And that's a special technique that you inhale, and when you inhale, your tummy will go out and your head will go up. And once you have inhaled fully, then you again inhale a little bit more, and then you exhale with your mouth. 3 seconds inhalation, 1 second forcible inhalation, and 2 seconds exhalation. This technique is very, very powerful. Merely doing it for 2 minutes, anybody can try it out. Your oxygen level will immediately shoot up. If you have an oximeter, try it out after the program at your home. Recently, I met a yoga expert, and he told me, he confirmed me, we were discussing about COVID, and he said, Bhramari, that bumblebee noise, which you create, Bhramari is very, very effective, because Bhramari releases, when you do Bhramari, it releases nitric oxide. Now that is very, very useful. So Bhramari is very useful, and all these techniques which we are speaking about. You should also take care of your health. For instance, you must do a little bit of exercises and yoga. Any exercise which strengthens your lungs. So all the chest exercises are very good. For instance, you're doing cobra posture, or you're doing Marjari Asana and all that, which puts pressure on your chest, puts pressure on your lungs. Those are very, very useful for this. Another technique which will oxygenate your mind. You become, not only for COVID, for otherwise also, you become a better decision maker. Just tongue to palate, which is called khechri. If you do this, keep it, it oxygenates your mind. And more oxygen in mind, that means you are more positive. In COVID, what has happened is people have become very negative, very pessimistic. Another one is Balasan. Balasan is something, it removes all your stress, all your negativity. So when you lie down, don't sleep in a normal posture, sleep like a baby. So that is called Balasan. So the posture is very simple. If you see a small child sleeping, you have to sleep the same way. The small child is not worried about the world, what has happened. The child is not worried. So similarly, you can also copy him. So once you become worryless, you become a warrior. You can fight COVID. Then, of course, those so many concoctions of haldi and other things you can try. Those herbal medicines also are there. Then, of course, one medicine which I like to mention about, which I heard and I saw a lot of videos, is that it's called Aspidosperma. Aspidosperma is a homeopathy medicine. It's very, very cheap. It's very easily available. Just a few drops in the water will shoot up your oxygen instantly within few minutes. Many people in India, they keep it as an emergency in home. If somebody is suffering with COVID, they take few drops. So it's very, very cheap. It's very easily available. Even this medicine is available on Amazon. People can order it online and can get it. Having said this, there are certain acupressure practices also, that this zone corresponds to your lungs. So if you can do a bit of massage in both the hands in this zone of your palm, in the lower palm, then yes, this will give relief to your lungs. Otherwise also, when you're walking on the road and all that, in addition to the other precautions, do some deep breathing, because when you do deep breathing, it relaxes you more. So always do deep breathing. When I say deep breathing, I mean your breath should reach the navel point. When your breath is reaching the navel point, it's called deep breathing. So if you're doing deep breathing, it will not only relax you, it will make you more healthy, it will make you a better decision maker, and it will make you a warrior to fight against Corona. And there are many more things, but these are primarily more important things I wanted to speak about. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arun. That was very, very, very insightful. For our viewers who are not much aware of the Indian way of life, I would repeat, Mr. Arun, he mentioned some Ayurvedic way of intake. Giloy is nothing but a heart-leaved moon seed, and ashwagandha is nothing but Indian ginseng or winter cherry, and tulsi, as everybody know, it is holy basil. So these herbal products, a little of every day, will definitely is much better than any kind of pill or any kind of extract. And definitely, he also mentioned about inhalation of balloon, which is doctors do that with patients every time after the operation, or in many common cases, they call it as hyperinflation therapy, sorry, hyperinflation therapy. And of course, the bee exhalation, a little bit of yoga exercises to release your air from the exhalation with the release of nitric acid, as you mentioned. And so these are the small tips which definitely gives a huge impact, but we have forgotten in our modern way of living. We only focus on the outer beauty, we only focus on six abs, etc., gymming and keeping fit and getting into the latest dresses. The importance is also the inner health. The inner health has become the core of today's world. So I wish to ask any of our panelists to cross question. The forum is open.
I just want to add this I repeatedly want to say that we say that becoming a warrior, it's like we are not fighting with Corona. We are not fighting with COVID. What we are fighting is we have to understand that we are fighting with ourselves, because we have developed certain resistance and certain kind of habits, And as we have started thinking that everything is by government restrictions, government is restricting me, society is restricting me, all the problems are created. No one is restricting you. We have the responsibility to restrict ourselves and to take charge of ourselves. So if each sane person decides to take charge of himself or herself, naturally each one of us will be a warrior, not only against corona or whatever future viruses might threaten to come, we can be very well prepared ahead of it.
I
Correctly
would
said,
like to add
Dr.
here
Yeah.
that now change is something which has happened forever. We must be willing to adapt this change. Everything physical is out. Now Zoom is in. You can't go to restaurants, whatever new dishes you want to make it at home. So new way of living. And this new of living will go on. Maybe it will change even further if something worse happens. So few things have changed, and we have to adopt this change. It's not that you have to you resist this change. No, no, no. I will not fall in line. You have to fall in line. There is no choice. You have to learn to live with indoor games. You can't go outside and play in the field. You have to play indoor games. You have to read more books. You have to be more on Zoom. You have to learn more skills through Zoom, and you have to start writing book. You have to maintain your health staying at home. You can't do overeating. Now, people, most of us, why talk about it? That even I've added my weight. My weight has gone up because of this. Because I'm no more active. I'm not going out anymore. So, but nowadays I've started going for evening walks and all that. So you have to do all these. You have to change your lifestyle. There is no choice. But some people, they start complaining. They live in the past. You can't live in the past anymore. The past is gone. Past is behind you. If you crib about past, nothing will happen. You have to live with new laws, new government rules. You have to lead a new style of life. You are going to gym. Forget gym now. You start doing yoga. You have to do. No choice. You are not doing meditation. You have to do meditation now. All these changes have come. I mean, if you don't adopt changes, you'll fall into trouble. So this is all I want to say.
I just want to add one line. Once when I went to a class during this COVID, I mean, like we were socially distanced. I attended the class as a student, and one of my classmates during the break taught us something called a chair yoga. She said, like even for senior citizens or whoever, you have some other problems, at least do this, she said. Like, however funny it sounds to hear, but I understood the intent of it and I really appreciate it. And also, as Sharmaji said, another thing we can do is instead of completely avoiding any kind of physical activity, you can do floor exercises, keep walking inside the small hall you have at your living room. What's wrong? That's it.
Absolutely. Very correct. When you talk about chair yoga, I remember a friend of mine is doing wine yoga also. So
we have also seen recently about beer yoga. People have this, I don't know, it's a Western concept, but definitely yoga is a big product selling all over the world. Anyways, whatever makes you feel good, makes you feel positive, so let it be beer or wine or chair or mask or anything. It just gives you a boost to your immunity. Dr. Ram, would you like to add up something?
Yes. According to the concept proposed by father of evolution, Charles Darwin, the natural selection theory, how the organisms are getting evolved and survive better. It is depending with the three concepts: survival of the fittest, struggle for existence, use and disuse theory. So what we are talking about, according to the condition, we must need to adapt. If you are not adapting well, we are getting extinct. That's the way the corona COVID-19 situation induced all these three theories we need to think and follow. That is the way only we can able to overcome the pandemic situation and able to survive better. Thank you.
So in conclusion, what we understood from our panelists today, from the scientific part to the social part to the overcoming empowerment part, being happy is super important. How do we become happy? By becoming healthy. How do we become healthy? By thinking positive, by strengthening our inner sense. So overall, kindly be away from the fake news, negativity, negative news. If somebody talks negative, just shut him up or shut her up immediately, and go back to whatever makes you happy. Because life is so unpredictable. Kindly be happy and kindly make everybody happy. So with this, we would sign off and come up with a new subject next time. Kindly share, comment, and subscribe our videos. Thank you very much.
Thank you.